Hello there, this is Critical, and today I am sadly going to be taking a look at The Acolyte. The Acolyte is essentially the final form, the final version of Kathleen Kennedy's vision for Star Wars, much like Emperor Palpatine overseeing the construction of the second Death Star. Kathleen is stood there at Lucasfilm watching this edifice to everything that she thinks Star Wars should be being presented to the critics and the public. And the critics, for the most part, predictably seem to think that it's rather good, when, in my opinion, it is categorically not. I wondered how I could take this on without giving away spoilers, and the honest truth is that I can't. And in all honesty, the series that presents any intrigue or spoilers in any way more or less immediately destroys that tension or intrigue. Any mysteries are not utilized correctly, and they are summarily revealed in short order. So I don't really feel that there is any intrinsic benefit to trying to hide anything that's presented or is going on here, and I think I'm just going to talk about it. So let me just first of all say that pre-spoiler, the acting is patchy. Some of the acting is okay, some of the acting is absolutely atrocious. There are logic problems, plot holes, contrivances galore, and in general it is just very, very poorly put together. While there are parts that I did actually thought they were actually okay for modern Star Wars, there was nothing here approaching anything like the foresight or the intelligence or the maturity with which something like Andor was created. Overall opinion, spoiler free, is it's pretty awful. It's more or less more of what we got with Ahsoka, maybe slightly better. It is better than dross like Boba Fett or maybe the last season of Mandalorian, but it is absolutely the pinnacle of Star Wars as DEI, the message, and the writing is next level bad. So that's the end of the spoiler free bit, I'm afraid. Basically, if you liked new modern Star Wars, such as Ahsoka and the later season of Mandalorian, and you're happy with the way that Star Wars is progressing, then you're probably going to like this. Lightsabers and pew pew. But if, like me, you think that Andor is the only really intelligent piece of material that we've had out of Disney Star Wars, certainly in the way of TV shows, then I would urge you to avoid this like the plague. There is nothing here for you. So that's the spoilers free bit done. I'm afraid from here on it is full of spoilers. I'm going to go through the episodes. I'm going to let you know what I think, and honestly it's up to you if you want to carry on, but you may as well. You're not missing anything, put it that way. So the series starts off with a shadowy, mop-headed female character going to a bar and challenging Carrie Ann Moss's Jedi Master. The Jedi Master then just sits there while several men try and fail miserably to take down this young female warrior, and she just handles them all absolutely easily. There's just nothing to it at all. She just wrecks them, and the dialogue here is just absolutely awful. She says something like, "Attack me with everything you've got." And it's so stilted and terrible, and she's not a good actress. But yeah, she beats up all these guys comfortably, no problem at all. Just, mashes them all, no problem. Until the Jedi Master, Carrie-Ann Moss, steps in and stops her. And at this point, we get a kind of a very Matrixy kung fu wire work kind of fight scene, which, it looks slow and awkward and there's no impact to any of it. So after fighting for a little while, the assassin, because clearly that's what it is, with the mop head, pulls out her daggers and starts fighting with the daggers. Carrie-Anne Moss is still fighting in a very kind of passive way. She's not attacking, she's defending. She doesn't disarm this woman for any amount of time for any good reason. She unmasks her, she recognises her, and then she gets her lightsaber out and chops up a couple of daggers, which I don't think that's how that works, but this, the show doesn't care about realism or anything like that. The assassin then distracts the Jedi Master by threatening the barman, and uses that to launch a little dagger into the Jedi Master's heart, whereupon the Jedi Master just dies, because a little dagger in the heart, instantly dead. Lightsaber through the chest, no problem at all. So that's that, all done. On the way out, the assassin has the chance to kill the barman, because obviously he witnessed the whole thing, but decides not to because he's got a little boy, and obviously she's, I don't know, technically a good guy or something. It's your convoluted and twisted morality once again at work. So that's that, and then credits. The Acolyte. Next scene, you've got a woman who looks astonishingly like the assassin we've just seen, on an outside of a spaceship that is on fire, and fire is operating in space. Yeah, just as you would expect. She's got a little droid. She has a friend who speaks very millennial-like. You see some of the alien creatures from episode 1. I can't remember what they're called now. Nemosians or something, I don't know. There's a fire in space, it has to be fixed. She has a problem, she has a little vision where she stares into the fires and remembers events from the past. She's got exactly the same haircut as assassin that we've seen already, so obviously, could it be her? Can't imagine that two people would have the haircut of Dwayne Dibley. They fix the problem, Jedi turn up, and they basically arrest her. They don't do any mind tricks or anything like that on her. She is a past Jedi, but they don't do any mind tricks or anything like that to get the truth. They just arrest her. And they take her with them, and they put her on a minimal security ship that is only crewed by droids. So the scene cuts to Coruscant, the High Jedi Temple, where they're doing that training scene you've seen in the trailers. You've got the guy from Squid Game, who's actually one of the only decent actors in this, and he is instantly greeted by one of the worst actors, Leslie Headland's wife, who has no acting ability at all. She is as flat as 80-day-old fizzy drink. Yeah, it's just awful. It's just awful. We are at this point 20 minutes into the episode, and there has been not one single white man. Just want to mention that. Anyway, moving on. The Jedi Master son, I believe his name is told that basically his apprentice may have gone rogue, that he needs to do something about it, and it'd be a shame if they were to find out that an assassin had been trained by the Jedi. That's the end of that scene. We then go to this ship, and we find out that the prison ship is entirely crewed by droids. There's 2 pilots, 1 guard, that's it. So you've got this dangerous assassin that's killed a Jedi Master, and they stick her on this ship. So, yeah. Anyway, in this scene, you're going to get to meet the only 2 white men in this episode, and they are both criminals. Each of them will completely screw over our brave mop-headed heroine, Osha. And one of them's kind of being tortured by some kind of weird parasite thing. They're very unpleasant individuals. They hack the droids, kill the 1 guard droid and escape, and leave Osha to her fate, taking the escape pod. Because the droids have been hacked, the ship starts to crash. And Osha, super happily, mega convenience luck, her droid was placed in the ship with her. The Jedi didn't take it for testing or anything. They left it with her, and it falls out of a cabinet, and she manages to use that to get out of her jail cell. She goes to help the guy that was left behind, had the parasite on him, takes the parasite off, and he abandons her. So he runs off with the other escape pod, leaving our heroine completely screwed. She is on a spaceship out of control, plummeting through the atmosphere. It's going to be destroyed, smashed into a million pieces on the surface of the planet below. The controls are on fire. She can't fix anything. So obviously what she does is she just straps herself into some cargo. She literally just takes the cargo out, straps herself in where the cargo was. That should be fine. The ship crashes, but rather than crashing in like a meteor, like it should do, and smashing into 1,000 pieces, it effectively does some kind of crash landing, even though we're not shown in the autopilot, or the cockpit was on fire. You would think still enough to very badly wound her or something, but as we'll find out soon, no. Back to the Jedi Master in the Jedi Temple. He then has a young alien girl turn up. This alien girl, her role will be to basically be right all the time and to prove the young Jedi lad that arrested Osha earlier to be wrong all the time. So her role is to be an annoying little brat who's always right. Just let you know there. But now I've got to say here, one thing, we don't know how much time has passed, and this is a hallmark of modern writing, and I've said this before, that people teleport. The Jedi assassin kills the Jedi Master on this planet. The Jedi go to this ship to find this Osha girl, who looks exactly like her, and they say last night a Jedi was murdered. So we're supposed to believe that this girl got off the ship, hyperspace to another planet, who God knows where, murdered somebody and came back. There's no talk of days, it's last night you murdered somebody. What? And it happens again here. Prisoners escaped in an escape pod. They've already been picked up. As far as we know, it's literally hours since the ship crashed. But they've already got these prisoners, interrogated them, and found out where Osha is going to be. Next scene, basically Jedi Master says, I need to go after them. Jedi, I need to go after them. I need to get Osha. I need to bring her in. And Jedi Master, who can't act, Green Lady, says, no, I can't spare you. I can't do it. And then he just goes, I must. It's my responsibility. I trained her. Okay, small team. Yeah, okay, whatever. He's getting the team together. She's on the ship. So Osha's on the ship. She's absolutely fine. Stands up, not even limping. No cuts, no bruises. She just sits up and she's absolutely fine. She's on a freezing cold planet. Of course, her breath's not misting or anything like that because it's all shot in a studio. And she follows some vision, dream type thing of herself as a young child. And we get this entirely pointless flashback, which is just full of horrible AI style dialogue. Yeah, we get that. Something else that's worth adding actually is that the way she escaped from her cage was by literally snapping the head off of her droid. But when she lands, the head of the droid appears to be miraculously reattached. So we go back to the Jedi Temple. Annoying young Jedi girl is being insufferable. Jedi Master is recruiting and says, basically say, look, they bump into the young Jedi male knight dude, half naked for some reason. He's steam mining his robes. Yeah, okay, it's completely gratuitous. They get on the ship, they take off, and basically they're saying, look, there's a twin. Could this not be her twin? So that's been spoiled already. No point in. I mean, anybody with an ounce of brain power would be able to work it out themselves regardless. That, you know, she's just got a twin, and apparently they do have the same Dwayne Dibley haircut. But they take off to go and find May because she's wandering around the planet. And of course, because this is modern writing, they're going to basically get there before she's gone like a mile on this planet, because people can't write and people are just where they need to be when they need to be. I mean, even Tatooine to Alderaan, we could see in Star Wars that journey took hours. Luke was training, the droids were playing Chewbacca at the game, they could have slept in between. We know that journey took a long time. And yeah, this just, teleporting all over the place. So yeah, we get this vision with her younger self. It's crap. Okay, so we move on. There's this kind of awkward scene with the Jedi Masters, and they say, it's like, oh yeah, she's dead. I saw her die. They go down to the ship. They go into the cave where Osha is. There's a scene like in The Fugitive where she's waiting at the end of the tunnel, and I half expected her to go, oh, I didn't kill her. And the Jedi Master to go, I don't care. She stumbles off the back. The Jedi Master grabs her Jedi Master son and brings her back in, and she goes, May's alive, and he goes, I believe you. The dialogue makes no sense. Nothing has happened in between to make him believe that she is more alive now than she was when they had the previous scene. But he's completely changed his heart and his motivation. So the final scene of the episode, thank Christ, is the nasty version of Osha, May, the twin, walks onto a beach. And there's this Sith dude there doing, or I presume it's a Sith dude, he's wearing a black robe, he's probably Sith, standing on a rock giving some kind of stupid monologue. And then he's telling her that she needs to kill without a weapon, she needs to kill the Jedi Masters, blah, 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 blah. She's doing an awful job of acting and looking serious. And then for no reason whatsoever, he just ignites his red lightsaber. Probably just so fans can go, he faded! He faded! And then we go to the credits, and I mean, the credits, first of all names up on the credits are all Leslie Headland. Directed by Leslie Headland, written by Leslie Headland, created by Leslie Headland, executive produced by Leslie Headland. Yeah, this is her thing. And it's atrocious. I'm sorry, it's awful. The writing is next level bad. It makes no sense. Why would you take a dangerous assassin who managed to kill a Jedi Master, put her on a ship with 3 droids, a prisoner droid or a prisoner sort of cyborg that could hack those droids, and 1 droid guard? Why would you leave her robot? Why would you not take that away as evidence and try and check it, to check the stories? How did she survive crashing into the planet from orbit? From orbit. You know, do you know anything about terminal velocity and the speed at which a ship would hit the planet? And she's not a scratch. Not a scratch. Jedi Master son, or sorry, whatever his name is, I don't care about the names, who's probably the only good thing in it, goes, no, it can't be May. She's dead. I saw her die. And then, she just goes, oh, it wasn't me. It was May. She's alive. And she goes, yeah, I believe you. It's shite. It is absolute shite. There's some half decent moments. I like the cantina bar, but that's not hard, to get right. There's some nice aliens there. It looks okay in places. The choreograph looks very, very slow, a bit like Ahsoka. And some of the characters are, they kind of show promise, but the acting is generally quite poor and flat. And this just does nothing. It just does absolutely nothing. And the only moment of tension or intrigue that this could have carried across, it completely destroys in the first episode. Yeah, I mean, it's just bad. It's just bad. I have watched the second one. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. I don't know. Will I carry on? I suppose it depends how this video does. Let's chase that algorithm. Let's get some of that internet money. But yeah, this is bad. This is a bad show. And I don't hate all Disney Star Wars. I thought Andor was excellent. I enjoyed Andor a lot, and I thought The Mandalorian was a promising idea that just turned into the Baby Yoda show and just went off a cliff. Yeah, this is awful on nearly every metric. The directing is flat and unexciting. The script, or the dialogue at least, seems like it was actually written by AI. The writing is atrociously bad. The only 2 white men in it are both criminals. Men in general are talked down to, corrected, and reprimanded by women at absolutely every opportunity. Yeah, there's very little here for anybody who really likes Star Wars, unless you like what Disney have been doing to Star Wars, in which case you may well like this. So yeah, that's my review. I've already spoken about it longer than it deserves. I will probably do episode 2, depending on if this gets any traction. I have seen it, and then I've seen Film Threat summary of episode 3, and I don't really know if I can be bothered to carry on with it. Yeah, there's my thoughts. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll be back with a proper review that I actually care about at some point soon. Cheers.